A late-night takeout order at a restaurant in Duluth had several customers shocked when the receipt came out with a racial slur printed on it. News Edge reporter Alexa Liacco is live tonight in Duluth with more on what that receipt said. And Alexa, you also spoke with workers at the restaurant.
I did. I spoke with the server who took that order and typed that racial slur into the computer. He says he was just following orders, but the woman who had the N-word printed on her receipt says that's just not okay.
It was hurtful. I'd even open this bag.
Nyjah Vest says she lost her appetite in seconds after reading what was supposed to be her name on her receipt.
I don't know how the N-word got put on my order, but I had my card there with my name on it as well, and I got rung up as the N-word.
Vest placed a takeout order at El Portone in Duluth with several colleagues. She says she's eaten there multiple times before and has never seen anything like she did Saturday night.
Yeah, we all know how to spell that word, and it shouldn't be used at your job.
We spoke with the owner of the El Portone restaurant and the server who took the order from Nyjah's colleague. The server says he was told to type that in.
The name was Nyjah. I proceeded to ask him, okay, how do you, could you spell that for me? And he proceeded to pronounce from the beginning to end each letter, and he even suggested a double G.
The server says he immediately questioned the man placing the order.
At the end result was that word. Me and him were staring at it, and I even looked at him and I was like, are you sure? And just to continue the order, he basically waved it off. Yeah, it's fine. I guess that'll be okay. Even him leaving with that order, I kind of felt uncomfortable as well, because it's like we all know that that's not, a word to just throw around.
When Nyjah got her food, she called the restaurant and asked why that word was on her receipt. She says the employee on the phone did not answer her question.
If somebody told me their name was that, I wouldn't even acknowledge it. I would think they were prank calling me or something. It's a joke. Like, I want to be respected. I really feel disrespected, especially because I've ate there.
When we spoke with the server who was involved, he said he was just inputting what was said to him. It was not meant to hurt.
I would not do anything like that deliberately. I can see that reaction. I completely understand. And, I do want to apologize.
Now, just moments ago, Nyjah actually came back to the restaurant and spoke with the owner. She did get a refund for her order, and she's planning to speak with that server who filed the order in the first place. I also just spoke on the phone with the man who placed the order, Nyjah's coworker. He said he didn't spell it like the server said. So still a lot of unanswered questions in this case tonight. Carrie, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Alexa Liacco live in Duluth. Alexa, thanks.
Okay, shout out to Ashton Lewis for sending me this particular story. And let me just say right now that I absolutely do not believe the story of that, of the person they were talking to, not her, but the man that you heard, the server. I do not believe his story whatsoever. If you can break through him talking, he's talking in a very broken tone, meaning nothing he says is making any kind of sense whatsoever. And I'm trying to figure this out. How do you get the name Nyjah? I mean, how do you get the word nigga from Nyjah? They sound completely two different ways. Her name is spelled Nyjah. That word is spelled, at least how they put it on this ticket, I'm guessing that the Nigga version of it. So I just know that the person they were talking to that was not her in the video was lying. And they said that, we know that they love to do stuff like this as a way of a quote unquote joke. Now, just imagine if she worked there and she had a black coworker that was, taking the order of someone else who was white, palm colored. And they went back there and said that the person's name was Craig. And they said, you know what? We're going to make a joke out of this. Instead of putting Craig on the ticket under their name, change it to Cracker. Can you imagine how much they would have blown this up? It wouldn't have been dealt with in a soft tone. Then they would have been crying reverse racism and all of that. See, they're trying to do this to make this all just go away and hope that nothing actually happens. If I were her, I would find a way to get that person fired, because that is no laughing matter. And if that person did indeed do that, then yeah, they definitely deserve to be fired. And I would probably go ahead and just sue them as well for discrimination. And to this person that was talking that could not get a simple declarative sentence together to save his life, do you have a functioning brain in your head? Not because he could not form his sentence. We know why he was stumbling over his words, because he knew that he was pretty much caught up in this situation that he allowed himself to be in. Why would you listen to your coworker when they told you that's what you're going to put on the ticket? Why would you do that? You knew that that was not her name. There's nobody out here that I know of with that name. Sure, that word gets thrown around, but not as somebody's government name. Like, seriously. And it says it right there that the person's name is Jamie. That was the server's name. And her name is next to the, well, you can't see it on the ticket, but her name is actually next to the left of this, but you can see that the blurred out part is where they put the N word. So how they got her that. All right. So back to what I was saying. I was interrupted. Sorry about that. But yeah, that whole little exchange that this guy concocted sounded so scripted, and when you think about it, it sounded scripted. It sounded like, okay, this is what we're going to tell you to go out there and tell the press, because they're going to interview you. You don't have to make yourself known, be anonymous and everything like that. But this is what we're going to tell you. But you can tell he was probably sweating like crazy. And like when he was stumbling over his words and didn't know what to say, his whole little operation blew up. But the fact that, oh, now I remember what I was talking about. He does not have a functioning brain, because what would make him think that was a good idea to put that on that ticket after someone told you to do so? They probably laughed at his ass as he was giving her that receipt back. And they probably saying, this dumbass, he'll fall for anything. He's an idiot. So I hold him accountable. The person who told him to do it accountable. And as far as I'm concerned, the restaurant is accountable as well, because of the two knuckleheads they decided to hire. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.